Alvin Agarrat, black gay male filmmaker, writer, documentarian, activist, um, family guy, part-time comedian, and soon to be television producer. Back in the 70s, I wrote my first screenplay when I was still in elementary school. It was a sort of a Star Wars fan spin-off, and I remember giving it out to like different friends in the neighborhood, trying to get them together to do it. I bought a 8 millimeter camera from the flea market, and I think I actually had like one or two cassettes of the film that I bought. I never filmed it, but that was my intention. That was the beginning. Yeah. For me personally, um, it means, well, at my age, being a black gay male, I've been around, so I've seen a lot of things, but I'm also seeing so many new things. So, as someone from the, I think, Generation X, who's now sort of witnessing the millennials, it's interesting watching them excel where we sort of screwed up, and then it's interesting watching them also screw up in places that we excelled at, like really, really well. I think in terms of their activism, they got it going on. In terms of their just go for it attitude and sort of stepping out there as who they are and presenting themselves, they're dope. I think in terms of their social, the way they socialize, it's just so odd to me. Everything's just so disconnected. So being like a black gay male for me in 2017 is being very connected and disconnected at the same time. So it's odd. That's an interesting question. I've been thinking about it since you first asked it to me, because there's some narratives I feel like that definitely need to be countered, and then there's some narratives that are true that we need to sort of reverse that narrative to make, if that makes any sense. I think the fact that that as black gay men, like we don't truly support each other or love each other, I don't totally buy into that. I know within my own circles, and like again, like I said, I explore different generations, um, but just within my own circles, I know that like I found a way that we express support and love for each other and help each other out in our projects. And I don't think that we all live as an island per se. Um, Everybody in Atlanta is not having sex, um, for better or for worse. What else needs to be countered? Um, there's some narratives that just need to be changed, not necessarily countered. We need to be more politically active. As a black gay community, we need to understand our political power and get together so we can flex it. Otherwise, we're going to continue to have situations like Labor Day where they shut you down at 12 o'clock just because they want to. Too many of us on the borders. So, yeah, that's just one of a few.
Um,
I honestly, the thing that brings me the most joy these days is two things: being with and around people that I love, family and friends above all else, and other than that, being creative. Um, just yeah, creating something, whether it be a piece of art, photography, a story, working on a documentary, working on a screenplay, just creating something that didn't exist before I did it brings me a lot of joy. Um, I know as the black gay community, it would be awesome if we could figure out a way to be more supportive of the black gay content creators, um, financially, because that's important. Whether it means showing up if someone does a GoFundMe, or someone selling something, actually supporting it and purchasing it, or just maybe there needs to be some sort of a fund that artists could dip into to create their projects, because it's expensive, and for the most part, there aren't a lot of grants necessarily focused towards our community. So the creatives that do it, most of us do it, one, because we spend our own money getting the equipment to make things happen, then we just do it because we feel driven to do it. And then as Black gay content creators, what could we be doing more? Um, just creating more. And it's not always easy because everyone has to, we have to live. So we all have to figure out a way to make sure we keep a roof over our head and eat, et cetera, et cetera. And then we try to have a life, so we try to socialize and be with the friends and family, which, like I said, I love so much. Some of us like to be immersed in things like in books, in television, in movies, just in different mediums, and that's how sometimes you get those things to nourish and, spike your creativity. But then after all that, then sometimes you just have to go out and create. And I could say for myself, it's not always easy. And I think creative, for the most part, and I can't speak for all of us, but I know for myself sometimes, being creative can be an emotional roller coaster. So sometimes it's a matter of just keeping yourself up enough to want to put something out that's not totally dark.